Hello everyone. Hello you. This is a I'm gonna jump straight in. This is a real effort. So I'm gonna try and stay here where I am needed. I am needed here. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna mention as best as I can, as solidly as I can, the week of the 2nd to the 9th of June. I'm gonna mention more into Venus, and then I'm also gonna mention a lot of other little things going on, but I won't go into too much detail. I'll try not to. It all makes sense, but before I jump in, I need to just quickly mention it's really serious. I hope you're ready to listen. If you're new to this, it's gonna be a shock. If you're not new to this, could be also a shock. Who knows? Maybe you didn't know. But in the description box below, there's a link. It's a GoFundMe link. Yes. If you're called to it, press it. Click on it. See where it takes you. If you're still called for it, keep pressing the buttons. And on a serious note, because that was also very serious, it's all going towards, I'm trying to raise some money, some funds for an educational program, trying to teach Tantra yoga in my little community that I'm in, my little paesino, my little village town in Italy. And I kind of want to do this first before I jump in and start teaching, even though I kind of feel like I'm ready, I kind of feel like I'm ready, but just just a little educational program gives me that facilitator certificate that kind of like gives reassurance. So yeah, if you're called for it, please click on the link. Also, I offer exchanges because I like to exchange. So talking of exchanges, Gemini season, we're still deep into Gemini season. Yeah, experiences, connections. I mean, I hope that you guys have had some fulfilling, useful, whatever you may want to call them, connections, exchanges, networking, all depending on kind of life you're living, freedom. But yeah, Gemini season, I'm appreciating it. I truly am. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the first day of Gemini season, I was like, wow, what a day. I was like, what's going on today? And then I looked at my phone, I was like, of course, it's Gemini season. Why do I feel so light and wonderful and had a great day? But like every other day, it's not all so linear, and kind of like the stock exchange graphs are like this for me personally. So today I woke up and I was like, oh, what's going on today? Oh my god, I'm so sensitive to the skies, hence why I might as well do these videos. Maybe I'll kind of like exchange better information by talking to you about my personal experiences. So this morning I was like, oh my god. And yeah, Venus enters Cancer. Mars is in Cancer, Venus is in Cancer now. The lovers. Yeah. I mean, Venus, from my understanding, likes to be in Cancer. Okay, so like inner planets in the sky represent or have more of an inner effect in our bodies. So for example, Mars, the moon, they're all very like they're energies that are connecting us more into our emotional body, whereas for another example, on the other end you've got like Uranus and Saturn, who will have a more effect on the outward things on the outside of our lives. So society, money, things that are a bit like outside of us. Anyway, so we have Mars and Venus both in the sign of Cancer. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Cancer. I think it's wonderful. Some of my favorite people are Cancers. But anyway, so decided not to go to work today. Not going to do any hard laborers time, hard laborers work. Instead, I studied music and I feel great. I feel much better. I mean, it's quite late, but I feel so much better. I feel nurtured. I did the right thing. I didn't push myself, and now I do feel good. I feel like I did the right thing, and it kind of matches the energy. So thank you, Venus in Cancer. Some of you may also feel this kind of like need to nurture yourself. It will be more powerful, more, for me, is stronger when it first initially hits the sign. Not everyone will have the same effect from Venus. I'm very connected to Venus as well as some other planets, but some of us are not so connected, don't have that same kind of like connection with each planet, for influence from that planet. So yeah, some of you be like, what is he talking about? Who is this guy? But anyway, the themes of Venus, Cancer. We have a lot of self-nurturing, like I mentioned. Venus is very much representing connections, and we are in Gemini season, connections. So there's a sense of like sharing something very emotional based between our interactions. One beautiful example that I can give you here, again from my personal experience, connection, the interaction of between people, energetically speaking, is like a dance of energy. And if something is alive, it can and it wants to move between the two, and it's like if the two participants, or even more, are open to this energy, then, or emotion or feeling, then this can be very much heightened within this conversation interaction. I hope that made a little bit of sense. I'll try and elaborate a little bit more. So an example is, I had this conversation with my dad. I wanted to say something to him that had upset me, and I kind of like I took my time to say it, because I didn't want to like just jump straight in. I kind of wanted to say in a way that was like, Dad, this is how I feel. Please think about it next time you do it. And he instantly got angry. And then this anger moved between both of us. We were both angry, and we were like, meh. So that's kind of the example I want to give you. So I feel like beautiful time to allow that to move through each person, each conversation. It doesn't have to be always so emotionally in depth. But with Venus in Cancer, Mars in Cancer, chances are there could be a lot more of these emotional conversations happening, emotional sharing, emotional exchanging, emotional orchestra, some maestro out there between, well, both of us, some maestros right now of like whatever is alive. What's alive? So at the end, if you ever wondered, me and my dad were fine. Of course, the energy moved. We were fine. There was no judgment on how we felt. It was just like this expression. There was just this. It's not a very. This is an example that happened a little while ago, before Venus in Cancer. So it's not necessarily. My point is Venus, Cancer, Venus. They don't want to be angry. They don't even want to feel anger. They want to feel softness and nurturing. But anyway, all emotions are welcome, are accepted in my life. So yeah, hopefully this movement unlocks our own inner beauty of expression, of nourishment. And one last thing I want to say is that it's a very self-nurturing energy also. The more we can self-nurture in this time, the better. It'll be less messy, because it can be a little, but it'll be less messy. Yeah, not that I'm an advocate for making everything so neat and tidy, prim and proper. No, I like a bit of messy sometimes, but not everyone does, and maybe you don't. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and just leave that with you guys. Hope it makes your week come to life a little bit more, because it's time to feel, baby. We have a lot going on in this week, so what I will do is I will mention everything that's happening that I realized, that I saw, and then I will leave that with you guys. If some of you are kind of understanding a little bit of astrology, then hopefully if any events happen, you can coincide them with the awareness that I'm going to give you with the news. It's like telling you it's going to rain on that day. If it rains in your life, then you kind of realize why. But if you do have any questions, message on the description and I'll happily reply. So, what's going on? Let's start with the end of this week, mid to end, the 6th of June exact. We have Mars opposite Pluto in Capricorn, Mars in Cancer. Pluto is going retrograde right now, so they are going to be exact. Normally is a tug of war between two planets. One's trying to outdo the other one, and sometimes it's also like a full moon kind of energy, which is like full-on expression of something. So that's happening. It's having its effect now, but it's going to be exact the 6th. Now, right now we have this crazy thing going on. I couldn't even like look into it. It was just too much. We have the Sun in Gemini, Uranus in Taurus, Chiron in Aries, Moon in Pisces, Saturn in Aquarius. All of those are at exactly 12 degrees, apart from Saturn in Aquarius, which is in 13 degrees, 1 degree away. Not only that, these are all signs that are next to each other, so they're all semi-sextile to each other. They're all having a great time right now, doing something with each other. Again, I think that's a lot of energy to even look into, especially with this Venus in Cancer going on for me. So yeah, don't really have much information apart from that's a lot of energy. See what it does. It's a creative, normally speaking, that semi-sextile is a creative positive aspect. A lot of letting go kind of energy, a lot of dissolving, but allowing for the new to come through. And final, we have Saturn is squaring or is approaching this exact square with Uranus. Some of you may have heard that the theme of the year is Saturn squared Uranus. Saturn's in Capricorn, Uranus is in Taurus. No, Saturn's in Aquarius, sorry. I mentioned Capricorn before. No, Saturn is in Aquarius and Uranus is in Taurus. Exact square coming up next week, but we are definitely in a very close, tight orb, which means orb is the degree and aspect coming this week. I feel like I've really communicated this kind of like information. I don't feel very whole. To be honest with you, I don't feel whole in what I've shared with you. Maybe because I'm talking to a screen or my phone. Maybe that's the reason. I wish I was speaking to a real life audience. Then I'll be freaking out with fear and stage fright or some sort. So, gonna leave all of that information with you guys. Again, there's an awareness here. If you're interested in astrology, if you're like, maybe I could incorporate a bit of astrology into my life, this is a good start, because with the awareness of Mars, Cancer, opposite Pluto, Capricorn. We have Venus trine Jupiter in Pisces. Oh my god. We have Uranus squared Saturn, and we have this constellation of 4 or 5 planets having a whale of a time. Literally, like just imagine it's like whisk. You know, you whisk a cake mix. Kind of feels like that. You just gotta surrender to the whole thing, and then once you do, you get to the other end, and it's actually, you open up your eyes. You're a bit battered, but you open up your eyes. You're like, oh, okay, tastes great. Thank you, life. Thank you. So a little bit like that. So this week, if you didn't see last week, I forgot to bring the card that I picked. This week I didn't forget. Ta-da! Okay. So the 4 of Pentacles, ragazzi. Shaky. Tell me what you're thinking. So now my initial wonderings were like, this man's got it going on. But I'm being in a place where I'm not being the most stable as this kind of societal man would say he is. So it was kind of a bit of reassuring. I kind of felt like it's kind of like this hard work is accumulating wealth, prosperity, and this sense of feeling very kingly, would you say, in the sense of like, I feel good about myself because I got all these coins. I even got one balanced on my head. So that's my interpretation of it. You may have something different, but in the background he has there's a city. Hopefully it's his town or city, but the meanings can obviously be different for some of you, and if this resonates, pay attention or have a think about it. Is wealth, money, security stopping you to find love, happiness, and living life? If this is you, then stop it. if it's not you, enjoy yourself. You're doing well. You're investing your money in the right places. So this kind of energy coming through for this week. Hopefully some of you may find that useful. Guys, I'm sorry if this one was a messy one. It kind of probably was okay. It's just my God. I feel like there's a volcano of some, I can't even explain it. But yeah, thank you again for coming to watch it. Again, really does mean a lot. And I will see you next week. Take care, enjoy your connections, have fun when you can, and yeah, look after yourself. Take good, nourishing care of yourself. Ciao.